So are we doing brows before or after foundation? That's just like the main idea. That was probably so weird. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Candace. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, all the usual. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I've just kind of noticed, like watching YouTube tutorials, reading things, and I thought it would be fun to kind of explore this together, which is whether or not it's better to do your brows before your foundation or your foundation before your brows. So I've tried it out in the past, but I'm actually going to do a contrast and comparison right here for you guys, so we can just kind of see what the pros and cons might be. If for some reason you don't find this video that interesting, remember that this is a troll-free zone. No troll channel. That's what we do here. So if you aren't that happy with what you see, exit out the browser that you entered, please and thank you. So let's get started with step 1. I'm going to use my brow MVP as always, because this brow is just I don't know, it just takes a little bit, it's a little harder for me for whatever reason to do. So I'm going to start here. So I've already kind of prepped my face. It's primed. It has moisturizer and everything on it. So I'm going to do this brow first, and then I'm going to put foundation on, and then I'm going to do that brow, and then I'll finish my face. So that's kind of the plan today. So that's what we're going to do. So I will, I guess I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys, so it'll be easier to see what I'm doing. This is not really a talking tutorial, or even too much of a tutorial at all. It's just kind of like, again, a contrasted comparison. We're doing just a little makeup R&D, honestly. So I just want to put that out there just in case you thought that like you were gonna hear me talking about how to do something. You might, learn just by watching, obviously. But it's just, this isn't that kind of video, so I just thought you might want to know that first. This is brow before foundation. So again, this side of the face is going to be that we're doing brows. And honestly, I'm going to do brows and eyes before, because I think that's kind of like the key. So I know a lot of people will just kind of do that entire situation kind of beforehand. And because I'm doing light eye makeup, I'm mainly going to be using kind of like just like bronzers, basically. Just a little bit more concealer one more time. So this is, this whole eyebrow and eye is complete, and this one isn't. So typically this is where I start, but some people like to start here. They already have this done. Some people even finish like lashes and mascara up until this point. I'm not going to do mascara until the end because I just always like to do that last. So here we are. So now that this is together, I'm going to actually apply my foundation. I'm using my L'Oreal foundation today, and I'm going to apply it as usual. So again, it's going to be my normal routine really on this side of my face. My left, yeah, well, yeah, it'll be the left side. But on the right side, things are going to be a little bit different with how I apply. And that's just because I'm going to be applying kind of like, I already have concealer over here and I'm applying around my eyebrow and around my eye instead of just kind of like going over. I don't have to worry about anything. I can pat all around in my eye, give myself that kind of coverage. And that's what happens here. This side of my face, I am buffing in. The bottom part obviously is pretty much the same, but as I get in here, things get a little more delicate because now I have to be a little more careful and cautious around my eye with how I apply it. Okay, this is just one very light coat because I'm not trying to do a lot of coverage. So I'm just going to take a moment and see what we have here. So now I'm going to do this eye. Okay, so my eyebrows aren't totally even. Drawing eyebrows is a whole nother story. But basically I just want to show that I did this here. So in terms of application, this is already, especially because it's kind of a lighter pencil, I did feel like I almost started drawing just a little bit more because, I don't know, I guess I don't want to say it felt, it's not waxier, I don't know, it's just the texture was a little different because there was a little bit of foundation there. So I think I did kind of tend to feel like I had to do a few more strokes than I did over here, starting off of nothing. So I will say that I noticed a difference there. Another difference is if I think about concealing this, obviously I would prefer to conceal with just foundation if I'm doing foundation first, because if I actually conceal on top of the foundation, then it makes everything lighter around it, and I have to work harder to blend everything in. I would definitely prefer to conceal with just my foundation on this side versus here I have a little more freedom to do a brightening foundation because I know I'm going back over it later with the foundation. I'm going to cover all of that up. I'm actually going to do my eyeshadow while I let this get tacky. Okay, so if I look at this, and I ask myself, what is the main difference here? I don't know if you all can tell or not, if you all think what I'm thinking, but I do feel like this eye looks a little brighter than this one. That's probably just because, you know, I've brightened this over top of the foundation. I haven't here. I've just did some concealer underneath. So I think maybe this could potentially, I guess it could potentially cause me to use more foundation, but then at the same time it may not if I choose not to do foundation before and I just like, if I choose not to do concealer before and I just do the normal thing. So let's apply some of this over here and see if we can get a similar situation. So while that's getting a little tacky, I'm gonna go and put that brown eyeliner on this eye as I did on my right one. like I said, I'm going for a pretty chill kind of look today, so I'm going to put just a little bit of bronzer, like the lipstick that I'm about to apply here is from Finding Ferdinand. And what's really cool is you can make custom lipsticks. So this one is just a little sample. So you can like make little samples, and then you can also make full-size lipsticks, and you can name them. So I called this one Speaking Up. I'll put on the bottom what I used to make this color. That is it. That is my really ultra simple face. Doing this and seeing them side by side, like I think my face looks more or less the same. So if you're someone who maybe likes to have a little more margin for error and sometimes feels a little tight when you get to your eyes, I definitely think doing this first is really good because you don't have to worry about making a mistake. If you do your foundation first, you don't have to worry about like moving around your eye, or when you put in your concealer, you don't have to worry about blending around your eye and stuff. That can obviously take a more skilled hand as well. So I honestly think that there's advantages and disadvantages to both. I don't necessarily think that your makeup will come out better one way or the other. I really think it just depends on your makeup skill and how you feel. I like the freedom of doing this first. It actually wasn't as hard to blend foundation and concealer around my eye as I thought it would be. That was kind of my expectation. That's typically why I work from the ground up first, because I kind of want to I want to just be able to put my foundation all over, or be able to just conceal whenever I want. But yeah, having done it like this, I like both ways. I definitely encourage you to try doing your makeup both ways to see what works for you. Hopefully this was really helpful for you all to just kind of see and to prove that it didn't really matter too much, that there are, changes with each one, pros and cons, but it's totally up to you. It really does not matter, and you should feel comfortable either way. So I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to hit me up on social media at acesjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a beautiful day.